Release, let it roll. Rock, release, let it roll.
Me too.
Okay, start. We got enough cones to mark this circle. Hi, I'm Aaron Marshall, founder of Berg Performance and Peaks. We're on year number 6 at the Bridgestone Winter Driving School, taking the staff out here. We bring them out here, people who haven't been here get to take the class, the first gear class, and they get to do all sorts of drills, like ABS braking, non-ABS braking, understeer, oversteer. It kind of gives them like a basis to kind of start off with snow driving. I've been driving in the snow since before I had my license. Grew up in Vermont, and when I'm in the snow in a car with the right tires on it, I'm absolutely in heaven. Brian here, a little bit different background.
Yeah, Brian, I'm head of sales and e-commerce at Berg Performance, Berg Peaks. This is my first time here. I hate the cold, I hate the snow, and I'm a terrible snow driver because I lived in Texas for over half my life. So it's been an experience, and we're gonna learn how to drive in the snow, hopefully.
When you restart the car, sometimes it kicks it out. This is the button.
I'm going to send you guys out to do a couple of orientation laps for each driver. So at this point of the day, Brian, we're not looking for sliding.
Oh, sorry.
Right? We're looking to learn the track. So we'll get into that sliding portion a little bit later. Just take your second right before the slide. We'll head into the good time.
Already got scolded on my first run for going too fast.
Great.
Brake. Lock, release. Off the brake, off the brake, off the brake, steer. Good. And notice if we come into the brake really hard initially, right? Especially when we're coming up over a rise and braking too early. Car isn't really settled right there, and that's kind of why that probably happened.
So right now we just went and did ABS braking on a hill and non-ABS braking on the hill, just learning how to control the slide and stop as quickly as possible. It's a ton of fun. Put the car sideways once, learned how to not do that essentially, and we were able to keep it straight going 40-45 miles per hour down a hill and come to a pretty quick stop, much quicker than I'd ever thought on ice and snow.
Wait for it, there we go, and gas on out. That was much more of an oversteer, much less understeer. Nice work, Brian.
I think today's gonna be interesting. We kind of have a flat light. A couple years ago we had that issue, and we couldn't really tell what was happening. You'd come up on turns and you would very quickly realize that you were either not on the track or there was a turn and you were heading straight for the bank. I encourage everybody this year, ride with someone else, take some pointers, really try to work on the skills, not necessarily going as fast as possible, but really car control, kind of understanding entrances and exits of the corners, and that's what I want at the end of the day. I want everyone to kind of walk away from here, A, having a good time, B, expanding upon the skills that you've already developed by having the class last year or the years before or whatever it is. But yeah, let's just respect this place and we'll have a good day.
Cole entering track. All right. Little turn. Nice. No way. Right, we take a left-hand turn. Give it the sauce. Woo-hoo. Yeah. Oh. More sauce. More sauce. Sauce in it.
That was awesome, except for me crashing.
you did.
Yeah, dude, I burned it over there real hard. I was coming through that corner, and I shifted into third, and I felt myself get some speed, and I was like, it's okay, we'll just anchor the brakes. And I think the car thought it actually stopped because I had no ABS signal. There was no ABS pulsation, it was just hard pedal, and the car was just going like 30. I was like, well, there's nothing I can do, and it just went into the burn. So, yeah.
Middle good, or should I go up one or down one?
I would probably go down one. You want a low center of gravity when you're kind of sliding around.
Okay.
Crank the heat a little bit.
Perfect.
Crack your window if...
I'm freezing.
Okay.
I've never been so cold in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Brian on track, Brian on track.
Hide your wives.
Kind of the goal, I don't know exactly how they like worded things this morning. You want gradual turns. You don't want to wait and then like turn. You want to do all your braking typically in a straight line.
Yeah.
So right now you're turning the wheel pretty hard and you're not steering.
Yeah.
So when you feel that happening, you want to just kind of unwind. I call it unwinding.
Okay.
Don't turn as hard.
Okay.
So if you're turning left and you're just kind of going straight, just back off on the steering wheel to go, basically to go straight again.
Okay.
That's what you have to do in order to get the car to turn.
Okay.
The harder you turn the wheel in a situation where you're understeering. So understeering is when the car is going straight and you're trying to turn.
Yeah.
Oversteer is when the rear end slides around.
Yeah.
And now start to turn in. Now start to give it some throttle. A little more throttle. Less steering. Oh, let off, let off, let off. Let it catch. Now, yep, perfect. Okay. Throttle, throttle, throttle.
Yeah, I felt it when I was starting to slide. As soon as my back end came around, I was able to punch it and pull me out.
Yep. And there's points when you start to slide.
Yeah.
So as you slide, if you keep in the throttle, typically you're gonna end up taking a longer path because you're spinning the tires.
Yeah.
So if you start to do that and you realize that there's something that you're coming up on that you don't want to come up on, you've got to back out the throttle and steer less. Allow your tires to roll again, because when tires are not rolling, you don't have any steering. Yeah. That's perfect. Exactly what you want.
Lots of snow. It's getting icy really quick, but lots and lots of fun. First time ever driving in snow like this, so it's pretty awesome.
We've got two Cayenne 955s behind us that we brought out, and we wanted to be able to do a little bit of testing on them. Continental sponsored us a set of their Viking Contact 7s, which we have on the red and white shop car here. Brian has this 955 as well. He's got some Blizzaks on it. What I have found so far, with a lot of experience on Blizzak, the Continentals, they've actually done quite well. They have great straight line traction and they have great braking.
Yeah, especially the braking.
Yeah, what I have noticed is when I brake it free, when I start to slide the car a little bit, I have to be a little bit more graceful in getting it back in line, because when they hold on for quite a while, and then when they brake, they break. And in the past, the Blizzaks have held on a little bit better when you brake free and you go sideways. Brian can tell you kind of how he feels about the Blizzaks that are on his.
Yeah, so funny enough, I actually think the Blizzaks are exactly opposite to the Contact 7s. I feel that it does really good through the turn once I'm kind of sliding. However, when I go to like straight line braking and contact, I feel like that is on the weaker side compared to the Viking Contact 7s. Me, you know, being a newbie, I'm a terrible driver in the snow as it is, but that's the one thing that I saw driving two different cars that has both of those tires, is the Blizzaks do a little bit better through the turn, but not so great on the straight and the braking, whereas the Viking Contact 7 does much better in the braking and in the straight. So.
Yeah, and these are heavy cars. These are just about 6,000 pounds plus all the additional things that we put on them. You actually have a lot of weight on those tires. They do very well. Like if you don't want the car to really slide around and pitch it around, you really don't have to. They're phenomenal. When you do brake them, you have to be ready, because you're throwing around a lot of weight. In the steering on these cars, I mean, these are a little bit older cars, 2004 and a 2005. Amazing technology back then. The steering on the cars is a little bit on the heavier side compared to, was driving an S6 earlier with the 4-liter twin turbo in it. In that car, I could go around this track and I could turn the wheel with my fingertip. Yeah. These ones, you probably going to be feeling it in our shoulders tonight, because once you kind of get the car moving sideways, you got to work a little bit.
And the power steering pumps definitely are screaming halfway through. Certainly wasn't meant to be put sideways at 55 miles per hour and stringing together multiple corners, but it handles it really well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one thing I've been impressed with these cars the most, is they're super capable. We saw in other series that we've done, it goes over nearly everything, and you can still go very, very fast. One of the big things we hear from our taco friends and our Jeep friends is, oh man, we were screaming 55 miles per hour up that pass and you guys passed us like we were standing still. So that's the one good thing about these cars. You take care of them, they take care of you. And through everything we've thrown at it, even me as a terrible snow driver, you know, we were able to put it sideways. And that was the thing. When I first started driving, I was like trying to put it sideways and it just wouldn't go. The tires are so great now that they grip, and you really had to fight with the car to slide through the turns. And you know, I almost had to unlearn some driving skills to be able to do it, just because these cars are so heavy and kind of want to fight you the whole way. But it's been amazing.
All right, we're gonna take Warthog out here and just give it a little go. We're kind of towards the end of the day here, and it's getting a little slick and a little wind blown, and I'm having a little bit of a hard time seeing, but we'll kind of give it a little bit of a go just to see before the day ends. We can give this thing a little bit of a workout without breaking it. So far it's done what it needs to do. Tested out these Continentals, and I've actually done quite well. It is definitely hard to see. Holy cow. Come on, come on. Once I get the bite I need on my initial turns, I can kind of get through it. I think give this thing a rest, because I still have steering, and a couple people I think that might be stuck on the track, so give them a little bit of help. As the day has gone on, I've seen some of the staff members really grow in their experience, in their skill level, which is really a big goal of today, is to get the staff out here, get them some knowledge so that they can start to think about that, apply that knowledge. I think we had 10 new people this year take that class, and that's 10 people that did not prior have the knowledge that you kind of gain and the experience that you gain from being out here today, and really just having a safe place to push your car, because you can't do it on the street. You can't do it with curbs around. You can't do it with other, you know, people who aren't doing the same thing. So to be out here, to be able to do this, we're very lucky. And you know, hopefully on the drive home, looks like we're going to get a lot of snow over the next day.
Before we get home.
Yeah. Hopefully, you know, they can take this knowledge, and the drive home will be easier and will be more enjoyable for people than when they came here.